Yeah, of course you can get the nets in different mesh thicknesses and so on for different birds. And you're obviously only sampling birds at a certain level, you know, those who fly at this sort of height. So,
just explain to me, Adrian, the bird flew in from this side. How did you get your hand through the net?
no, it must have come in from this side.
Oh, okay.
You see, the principle is you've got these cross strands where the net forms a bit of a bag.
Right.
So it hits the net and drops into the bag.
Oh, okay.
And you have to check which side it came from.
So if they
is that the Karoo thrush has a completely yellow bill, very bright yellow, whereas the olive thrush always has darker areas, particularly on the upper section. And there are a few other differences in the hand too.
Are these thrushes pretty much local, or do they migrate?
I don't think they migrate, but there seems to be quite a bit of local movement. You know, one thinks, oh, it's been the same ring series, 541 this time. Just in sequence. What I do find though is that there's quite a bit of traffic. For instance, in my garden in 1 month recently I ringed 8 thrushes. You know, you sort of think there's a pair of thrushes in the garden, but it's clearly, some of them are young birds, but not all of them. You know, there were certainly more than 2 adults amongst that group. So, whereas Cape Robins I get just the local birds and I recapture them quite regularly. Joe Alphas gets our Cape Robin in his house. He phoned me one day and said, I'm going to kill this damn robin. It keeps getting into the house and messing all over the place while everyone's out. And this is its ring number.
Reporting its ID to you.
Yeah.
See, I would be so scared about doing it in case you slip and you pinch the poor bird's leg.
Yeah, it does. Required control. Let's see.
I'm going to have to return to headquarters.
Okay.
See ya.
Yeah.
See you,
Okay.
right?
And I'm going to walk along that spur above us.
Oh, all right.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, thanks for your help, Lorraine.
You're going to do it most of the day or most of the morning? Or?
Yes, I think we'll probably keep nets up through the day, and one or other of us will be here.
So it'll only be at the end that you need some more help?
Yes, to take things down.
So it was also adult?
It's an adult, yes. Let's see if there's any remnant of a brood patch, but I wouldn't expect that. No, sorry, not at all. And we'll check the wings. Reasonably new. By the end of the season, one can often see the tips of the feathers are really frayed and tatty. So they normally replace the feathers once a year. And they do it in a particular sequence so that there are only a few growing feathers in the wing at any time. You know, it's all functional. But you do find that they're not going to be migrating while they're growing any wing feathers. So some birds actually replace all the wing feathers before they leave Europe, but in some cases they do it down here after they arrive.
Okay.
There are only 1 or 2 species known which do it at both ends. No, you're clear. No more on you, so it's an adult. We don't know the sex. Sex is 0.
Amazing thing to think that birds, you know, infinite space and very large bird populations, you'd actually ever pick up one that was ringed.
116.
It's about 1 in 1,000, I think.
Really? That's quite high still.
Overall.
Oh.
So
Much better for some species than others. Come on,
so when someone finds a ring and doesn't let you know or send it in, then it's quite
it's a loss.
loss.
Yes. Someone said we should put up a small monument to cats because they, after all, are responsible for a lot of the information.
And then there was a person in Central Africa somewhere who found people wearing
Necklaces.
necklaces of rings.
82.5 is the weight, and then we put down the time, primarily because weight varies during the course of the day.
Okay. Yeah.
They're likely to be lightest first thing in the morning before they've had breakfast, and heaviest when they go to bed at night.
Okay.
And during the day there will be some pattern of fluctuation. So if you're comparing weights and want great precision, you need to compare birds who are weighed at the same time of day.
The birds live much closer to the edge than we do.
Yeah, but you know, most birds in the northern hemisphere in Europe, they will have just enough fat to get through to the next day in winter. So if they don't feed enough every day, they'll die overnight. That's why when David Lack wrote his Life of the Robin, the British were devastated to discover that the average lifespan of a British robin was about 14 months. So the robin in your garden was very unlikely to be the same bird from 1 year to the next.
Yes.
Whereas there's a Cape robin in the Western Cape who flew into a house, and before they let it go they checked the ring number, and it had been ringed in the same suburb 19 years before.
Gee.
So,
Yes. There's our subject. Thank you.
They panic a lot less than I would have thought. Maybe it's your zen, Adrian.
no,
they
you
know
can
they're
feel
in
the heart rate
experienced
is quite high. Okay.
It's holding them in a way where they know they're secure makes a big difference.
Yeah, I don't
They
feel.
don't.
Okay.
No, you don't get a feeling of strength.
What do you put as the location?